Morning and welcome to MJC Kitchens and Bathrooms for all your DIY needs. So, Blaster is skimming this. At the minute I've come over to start prepping the unit for the tall housing unit. Really I should wait for him. So the first thing you do, find yourself a little workbench like this. Then the next thing, check the doors, rub your hand round it. This side's got a sticker on it. If your marking's marked, pull the sticker off and have a look. Stick it back on, because I'll keep that on. No visual marks. Just don't forget, once you start screwing the hinges in, you can't take it back. Now these hinges, normally they're all click hinges. These are, that's how you know they're for the fridge. For some reason, the fridge, we always have these hinges. I think it's because it's slimmer on the end, so it's easier to get in. But who knows? Who knows? Push them in, same again. Never over tighten. This is only a baby impact. If Lee ever does these, he's not allowed to use an impact. Only allowed to use a screwdriver. That's a screwdriver. And you know why he's only allowed to use a screwdriver? Because he is a screwdriver. No, I want a screwdriver. See, I just asked for a screwdriver and he brings me drill. See what I mean? See? Amy, did I just ask for a screwdriver? Ask for it. Is that a screwdriver? Now, I just tighten it up like that. No, I didn't say drill. I said a screwdriver.
Sometimes you say, what's a screwdriver?
Give me strength. Now I've been doing this over 20 years and I still use a screwdriver to tighten it up. I use my impact.
Like in olden days.
Yeah, like in olden days. I use my impact and then I just do my last notch with a screwdriver. Because once you round them, that's it. It's pointless. Like I keep saying, pointless. And don't worry people, don't get offensive at me calling Lee a screwdriver. I'm only messing. He's used to it, like he said, he's used to it. It's what you call
Banter.
Yeah. Work banter. Do you know what I mean? Look at that, spare. Right, and then when you put these in, always put them on the centre, never all the way in, otherwise you're going to struggle. You can always alter them after. And that's it. All I'll do now is I'll just wait until Eddie's finished over there, and then we'll put all the rest of the doors on. Beautiful. So for his handle, instead of measuring them all out, I'm just going to make a very quick, simple jig. This bit of wood what I didn't throw, measure from there to there, from there to there, cut it off. Measure from there to there, cut it off. Put it like on a right angle, screw that onto there, and that's it. Job done. So with this, very simple, little jig, just drill through. Now you've measured that block, so it's the exact same width, yeah? Bang that on there like that. Couple of screws in there. Make sure there's no gap in it. You don't want no gap. Beautiful. Look at that. No gap in it. And that is going to go like that. So what we're going to do now, get this one here. Alright, there you got your jig. Make sure you can't move, yeah? So you can't wobble. Oh yeah. And then all you have to do, open your door. Now chances are, even on the smaller doors, chances are that is going to be the exact same. So that's 105mm, 105mm. This panel's 105mm, yeah. So all we have to do, 105mm, 52.2. I use my square. Right, so I've drawn a line, yeah. So that's 52.5, 52.5. We're going to drill a 4.5mm hole through it now. So then what I do, get the exact square of it, just draw a line. I put some masking tape on now. There won't be an odd mill mark. And this is my little jig what we've just made. Right on it bottom, so when you reverse it round, you don't want to be doing it like that, even though we've measured the exact same equal gap. If we're fraction of a mil out, you'll notice it. So bottom, then that way, that's on bottom there. Then when you're doing that side, turn it round, bottom, and then you know the handle's going in the exact same place. So get that on there. Just put your pin through. There. If you look on my X there, it's just crossing it there. So we know it's bang on. So now I know that they're all bang on. I won't need to check it again. Just get bottom, boom, on, flip it round, bottom, that'll be the exact same. And then when you're doing it from the top, all you do, just turn your jig round, the bottom becomes the top. That in turn is going to line exactly up with that, exactly with that, and you can't fail. All the handles have to be in the exact same place at the exact same time. Job done. Oh, and I'll tell you another tip. Don't screw it tight until customer's been in and had a look. And there we go. Bang centre of that, bang centre of that, bang centre of that. Everything, bang on. So when we're doing these, what you got to watch for, when it's got an inlay like that, it's a bit of a nightmare. Because you need that fixed on there, but It don't match up onto their holes. So all you have to do, this is the only way you can do it. You just have to move it. It's not for it. Because just have to move it, drill some more holes. Drill some more holes and cut that little section out there. In fact, passes my receipt, Lee. Can't tell we've been, can you? And that will fit on there. That'll fit on there. And what you want to be doing is looking down there, making sure that the fridge is shut. Feel it pulling on it. So we've got it bang right. So what I'm going to do is, these don't have covers so I'm going to take that off and just clean the marker off. And then screw it back together. Where's wipes? Just clean that off there. Clean it off that. Just dry wipe. Clean that off there. Beautiful. Don't over tighten these. Because if you thin them, you're going to have to get some thread lock. Don't cry for me. Gap down there, fridge. What you want to always make sure is, make sure that the fridge door is shutting. Because if it's not, then it's obviously no good, is it? That's shutting, pulling. If you look there, there's a nice little gap. Only a cat's nads, but that's what you want. And then just do the same to the fridge. So the fridge, I'm going to have to do the same. It's going to have to go there. And then for this top half here, what I'm going to have to do here is I'm going to have to get a packer. Stick a packer onto that first. And then screw that onto there. And then stick this part onto this. Because you try to screw through that, you're going to go straight through your door. So when they've done these, they haven't really thought about them at all. So we'll do the same there. That'll do it. There you go. Just the top piece to go in there now. That glue just wants to dry on that panel. Looks tidy though, that, doesn't it? Very nice. And what we're doing, putting this rad on these brackets, that's all we've got to hold it on. So in every radiator you've got to make sure it's supported. So what I do with this is, because this is hollow, and then we've gone into the brick, 4-inch screw, but it's dotted off wall, as you can see. It's nearly 2-inch. So I use my mega stick. I use my mega stick just to fill the void. And then, because the void's that deep, make sure you've gone in nicely, unscrew it. That way, get that in there. Have we got some washers, Lee? Some little washers. We'll just get some little washers. You don't need one for there because the screw's big enough to edge. Make sure that you're backing it. Hammer it in. Yeah, I just want small washers. See how it pulled the plasterboard in? You don't want to pull it in too much. That's why we sprayed that foam. Once that foam goes off, it'll make it, it'll take the bounce out of the plasterboard. Beautiful. So you can see how I've done top and bottom so the bracket can't move down. So So just draw a level line from that point to that point, drill it, can't go wrong. You need to go round. Don't over tighten it, because you over tighten it, all we're going to do is pull that plasterboard into the wall. The cameraman today is our Jodie Lee, my daughter. Looks like she was falling asleep there, she must have had a late night. Now see that? That's not level. Mark, you can't leave it like that. You just give it a little tweak with hammer. Then that's level. Don't tighten it up too tight. Make sure it's bang level, because if it's not bang level, when you put it on the bracket, it's not going to work. And then all we have to do, exact same up top there. The easiest way for your brackets to get hold of your brackets, see this right here? Just measure from that bottom point to that point, and then you know the exact same gap. Measure the centre of the rod, centre of the wall, then go out from the centre to the end. That from that bottom line, bracket, can't go wrong. Job done. That'll do. So what we're using corner brackets, L shapes. That's thermostatic, which will go on there, which will go to there, and then this is an open source board, which will go on to there. But what we're going to be doing, this rad won't be getting filled up, it'll be getting parked up, won't be getting filled up, because we will be, see there, so like a little Allen key, just switch it off, otherwise you fill it up. And you don't want to be filling this up and draining it. So can you see that valve there? Nice and neat. Get in position. And now all I'm going to do is I'm going to cut into this wall here. I'm going to drop my pipe behind it. I'm going to come down there. Then we're going to connect on. Same with this. I'm just going to cut into a wall there. Drop my pipe down. There's a knot and cold there, so we're going to watch them. Drop my pipe down, and they just look 10 times better. If you look over there, Jod, and then go down to the bottom of the rod. No, I want you to show this, but down. Don't come too close, otherwise you can't see. It looks really tidy. That's it. Right, so we've got the pipe working, it's connected round there into my loop, which we've put in. So all I'm going to do now is I've foamed it up, we'll check them fittings, we're going to warm it all up, we'll put these other 3 rads on first, and get it all filled up. These valves are turned off, so we can take that off, decorate and we'll put it back on. Reason why we don't do this before it's decorated because it makes too much of a mess. Do you know what I mean? It's like when I put this rad on, it was too low, so I moved it up. So we've got them all marked. I've cut it out here. You can't decorate. Decorate is the last thing. People always say, why don't you decorate? Why don't you do that? Why would you? Do you know what I mean? Every year when you decorate, do you take everything out? No, you don't. You just decorate around it, don't you? Because decorating is the last thing. It's the last thing to do in the job. And if you want it to stay nice, you need to do it last thing. If you're doing it before you finish, you've got no hope. You know what I mean? Bob hope and no hope. So now we'll crack on to the other rads and then we'll show you when we're finished. So with this rad, these tall rads, these are better. This is a better bracket so you can get a load in. So say you miss an hole, there's nothing stopping you from drilling an hole in that and then getting a fixing in the wall. They're a lot better than them others. So you only have to mark one set and then just draw a level line straight across and they're all done. This wall's quite set off, quite far, same as the other one, so we'll do the same, we'll form it. These are engineering. That's super bright here, very, very bright. Where's my phone on me? And before I bend down to do them, I'll do these holes. Alright, we just put another one on. Make sure you shake it well. If you're using this stuff, you can tell when it's getting filled up at the back because it's a different sound. You can hear it filling up and compacting. Don't use too much of it and push it off. These have got bolts with them. That's what I'll be using, bolts. I just hammer the plugs in. See how far they've gone in? But you know, with a 4-inch plug, you still got an inch, inch and a half. Screw it in. Where's the bolts link? I don't think they're going to be long enough. They're not going to be long enough. Yeah, get some washers. So them bolts we just got supplied, they're not long enough for this wall. Go to the van and get the washers out of the washing box. I'll get back to you in a minute. Just had to explain to him to go get the washers. He's looking through the screw boxes. There's going to be no washers in the screw box, is there? It's going to be in the washer box. Right, so all the rads are on, piped up. Just put boiler on. Starting to get warm already. Only been on a couple of minutes. That's nice and toasty. And then this that's getting warm as well. These are bigger rads, these are the back's red hot. Might still be a little bit of air in these two. But we'll let them get warm and then I'll foam them holes in. And I'll foam them holes in once I've tested it and it's got red hot. You can feel it coming off that now. Now this plaster can dry out. Can you see these? People think this is dry, but it's not. Can you see these little damp marks there? That's not the plaster, that's the dot and dab. That's because some outside walls got soaked when it was raining. And then you've dotted it and it's just soaked it in. And can you see these dots here? So that's why, if you would have decorated this, it won't have, that's damp patches that. And I will prove it. Now don't try this at home, kids, you know what I mean? Because it is very dangerous. But I will prove it on that patch here. Yeah? What's different line? See how it disappeared? And then because there's still damp, that's from the dot and dab coming through. You need to let that fully dry. So this has been drying now for nearly 3 weeks and it's still not dry. So people who say, oh, just paint plaster. You can't just paint it because it's still wet. It looks dry, but it's not. You know what I mean? Lesson for everyone.